interesting take coming in from Falcon. I wouldn't have expected the draft to pan out like this.
No.
So do they just go Tigreal now for Sawo?
Possibly. It's just the Tigreal. I don't think we'll be seeing the Tro right now for Team Spirit. The Baleric's also taken out as well.
To be fair, they can still go for Cho if they wanted to, right? If they need, they already have glue for Peel. If they go for Cho, at least they can guarantee like a 2-for-1 free value with when somebody, you know, if the Heart Guard goes on to either potentially the upcoming Link or even Harith.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Sao has ever picked it so far because they go for the Valentina now. And the Gato Kacha instead for Team Spirit. So will it be an assassin jungler for Falcon? I mentioned the Hayabusa earlier, but with the Angela, I think the Ling isn't entirely out of the table too.
Honestly, like, I would not knock Falcon for just going pure aggro right now.
Yeah.
Like the most aggressive lineup, because with the Valentine in the mid, with that 1-1 there, they can afford it.
Oh my
It's Angeling. Aggressive.
This is going to be interesting because, again, it's all about getting a heavy snowball and they have to end the game as quick as possible. Good luck. Good luck to Falcons.
Interesting take. Is it enough to force game number 5 or does the flight end here? Let's see.
I think what better way to gain flight than bring a lineup like this to game number 4. Again, fighting for their lives and to be part of the greater 4. Again, I'm Naisu, this is Zingan, and we're going to take one last look at the lineups here. By the way, amazing watch parties happening here for Falcon Esports. The support is phenomenal. This lineup, man, is aggressive, Inga.
Aggressive as it can be. The Angela Ling combination. Again, this is potentially this is match point for Team Spirit. But Falcon Esports, they have a lot up their sleeves.
Will Falcon Esports gain more altitude to meet up with the Dragons of the North, Team Spirit? They need this game in their pockets to take it to another game of 5. We're in the land of Dawn. Once again, Team Spirit and Falcon Esports.
Okay, so the panel mentioned a while ago that Falcon, they really want to go for the control in the early game. Again, they have the duo of a Hylos and the Hilda that could really be a thorn in the neck of especially One-Shot in his own jungle. But again, these are the type of glass cannon lineups wherein if you snowball, you automatically win the game. But at the same time, if you're on the receiving end of the early game, it's going to be hard for you to catch up. You have to wait eventually for that Link to scale up.
This is also a very different kind of mindset as PX7 takes a lot of shots here in the mid lane, but...
Oh, one shot!
He had one shot, he took it!
And that he did. First blood drawn by One-Shot once again. So this is what we were saying, nice. So if you're on the receiving end of this kind of lineup, it's going to be hard for you to come back.
Right now, too, still focusing. Already getting the Tempest Blades out.
Okay, 4 Blades is there. But again, Dax was able to still get his purple buff. Now, considering the fact that they were able to pick off the mid lane, I think Benny needs to really step up and step on the pedal to the metal and just really be on the aggressive front.
It's going to have to be. Well, the whole lineup really is built for that. But what I was going to say earlier, too, is Dax is in a different mindset this time around because, remember, for the previous games, he's pretty much played utility. You know, the Alpha and then the Fredrin. Now he has this Ling. Oh, mid lane again?
Forcing out the Revitalize early on, okay? Even though, I was going to say that was worth it already because they popped the Revitalize, but that made it more for Team Spirit. That's 2 kills already for One-Shot with the Suyo.
Team Spirit's locked in right now. They're just layering everything like a cake at this point. Dax in trouble, does have to pop the Tempest Blades and will escape, but he's gonna have to back off the buff. One-Shot dies and the turtle's secured.
Okay, Royal Milk with the Power of Wilderness to bring down One-Shot. Now the revenge from Team Spirit. So fortunately for Falcon Esports, they were able to take down One-Shot early on. 2-1 start for One-Shot. Now Benny, this is the Benny that we want to see for the side of Falcon Esports. Be a lane bully up against Hiko's 1-1. And this is your time to shine because again, early game, you're going to dominate the laning phase.
This is the thing still. Again, the focus on the gold laners, but right now it doesn't need to be that. This is one of the difference in the series where you see the nature of drafting change from game to game. And now even with this, you know, it's the junglers who are really the highlight of the early game, and it has been so far, except for Dax. He's dealt so much pressure. He's dealt with so much pressure from Team Spirit. And even in the mid lane, if they continue to do this to PX7, I mean, this has been happening time and time again where PX7 can't really, be in that front side of the mid lane because of that threat of just being collapsed on or the layering of skills that Team Spirit can throw and take him down. So if you actually get rid of PX7 and then you either burn the flicker or he's not able to use the heart guard, that's a big piece of utility gone out of the plans here for Falcon Esports.
Okay, so right now they're trying to work on Kid X, wanting to force out the Revitalize early on, and they will do so once again. That's why it's a signal for them to not go deep. Don't try to go for the over-aggressive dives, because that was the objective. Just literally pop Revitalize Kid X.
Yeah, get it down if they can. Again, Royal Milk going to go ahead and battle it with Kid Bomba up here, but ultimately wait for that next turtle to come up. Sunset Lover will hold on to the heart guard here. So part of the fight is really how does Sunset Lover use the options of ultimates he has. Well, most of the part, you're probably going to see the heart guard, but also the Glorious Pathway. Now, focusing in this side of the jungle, they might just go ahead, try to limit test. They still have a Revitalize for Royal Milk. Both junglers going to work on the buffs, but Turtle's up now, so they'll go ahead and rotate up to their gold laners will stay to their lanes. And right now, some of the first items also being locked in. Royal Milk gets a Thunderbolt. Kid X again, pop the Glorious Pathway.
Huge pulls right away onto Kid X, forcing the Glorious Pathway to be used defensively. This is a huge disadvantage for Falcon Esports. Here comes the Heart Guard. Now they're trying to go for Dax. Okay, Tempest of Blades is there, but the AOG is going to connect. But still, Dax having trouble with trying to dish the damage, but he will do so successfully and break that one shot with the help of Kid X. But now the engage from Team Spirit going to work on Kid X here, and Savo might be able to pick up the kill. That's a 1-for-1 trade, but the problem is Team Spirit again. They lost one shot.
They lost one. It looks like Dax, as low as he is, he's going to go ahead and grab the buff. No one was able to commit to the turtle because they forced the fight. Good usage of PX7's hard guard, but we then also saw it from Sunset Lover to go for the fight, but they kind of got, collapsed down on, and that's what the Ling does best. Dax also now getting his Berserker's Fury first item locked in, and we'll see if they actually get ready for that turtle still. Starting with Scythe now for Benny too. He's been farming up well. Hiko only has Corrosive Scythe, so still working on it, but both junglers kind of up to the decision. Like, do we actually want to prioritize these turtles, or is it better to just go for the kills here? Top side, looks like Kid Bomba is going to be on the run. So has the split, but he did burn that flicker.
Again, it's a matter of just literally burning resources before engaging in a huge team fight, and both of these teams have been doing well when it comes to that department. Again, Kid Bomba used up already the flicker. Now they're trying to work on Royal Milk. Here comes Dax again. Plus the Eternal Guard going to connect with the Tempest of Blaze, going to bring that one shot. Not a good start for Team Spirit. And now they're trying to work on Kid Bomba though. Hiko on the other hand is here in the picture. His stacks are there. He's not going to cast the crossbow attack as it's more than enough to take down Royal Milk. Again, a 1-for-1 trade, but it's always one shot. Who's suffering from Team Spirit?
That's what happens. Like I said, you get collapsed down. I mean, Kid X slowly but surely working on Sunset Lover. Gonna have to back off. Good push there from Benny down in the bottom side to get the tier 1. Same thing happens on the other side of the map. Hiko locks that one in. And one of the games now for the first time where we don't see all this turtle priority. This one still up for the taking, but second turtle for the game. Not sure if we'll get, of course, to the third one. Right now, it's just being worked on. It looks like it's going to be secured. One shot will go ahead and grab that. So amongst it all, Team Spirit still holding on to a little bit of a lead, but Dax is becoming a threat anytime that he actually decides to go in. And also, this is one of the great things about having that Warcry emblem, and then that little bit of a safety net with PX7's Heart Guard, and even a double Revitalize. You can stay into those fights, grab all the blades, and then hopefully have enough damage to pump out, especially when he starts to get those 2-3 item power spikes on the Ling. So right now, this, like I said, a very different, more proactive game for Dax this time around, instead of being like a Fredrin, where he's just mostly posting up on objectives.
Yeah, and the best part is Benny wasn't even present during those clashes, and he's already ahead when it comes to the lead up against Hiko. So right now, if they go on full dive 5-on-5, especially before the 12-minute mark, Falcon Esports really has a huge advantage. And again, just looking at the sustain, as you mentioned, there are 2 revitalized, not to mention PX7 with the Angela. And right now, they're trying to work on Royal Milk as Kid Bomba zoning out the members of Falcon Esports.
Royal Milk going to get focused down here.
Oh, going to connect with the AOG onto 2 and going to bring down Royal Milk. Now they're going to work on Kid X. And a double kill coming in from Sunset Lover. The catching Falcon Esports wasn't prepared for the engage that Team Spirit did.
That's really what it comes down to. Like, both teams have this option of let's just jump on in. Whether that's the Tempest Blades from Falcon Esports or the Avatar of the Guardian from Salo.
Oh no.
If they catch the angle they're looking for, they get an advantage. One shot's going to take this opportunity to be like, I'm going to start your purple buff and take this away from you. And that he does. Hiko will go ahead and take theirs. They'll secure it up so that, you know, Dax can't rotate and possibly take it. So now just had to go ahead and push that top turret down. He does get the tier 1 on the top. But he is going to be starving for a little bit here until the next take on the buff. And we're also 10 seconds away from that Lord coming up. Hiko now gets his Haas Claws. He has the DHS Corrosive Scythe and Haas Claws. So no boots necessary for him. Here's Kid X.
Again, the Glorious Pathway will be used defensively.
Oh,
but Hiko wants to bring down Kid X. Not just bait out the Glorious Pathway, setting themselves up perfectly once again for Lord take. Again, looking at the neutral objectives taken down. Team Spirit secured all 2. And the domination of Team Spirit in the early game, you'd expect Falcon Esports to be as aggressive, but Team Spirit was prepared for the over-aggressive plays of Falcon Esports.
You know, Kid X, it's happened a couple times, and sometimes when he gets taken out, then it's a clear sign for the opposing team, in this case, Team Spirit, to grab the objective, and that they do. So Dax will go ahead and try to find what he can across the map, especially the fact that he doesn't have that purple buff. He's got to wait for it. So he at least pushed in some of that bottom side, but now they got to get ready to defend against this push coming out from Team Spirit. And that's the thing, you know, that's exactly why you saw, like, Hiko, he actually hasn't had to really use the crossbow tang much. A lot of the fights that he's going in for, oh, Dax, okay, he's hovered over the hard guard, but you can see how kind of careful he has to be here, even just traversing through the map.
And one more shot and it could be the downfall of Dax here. And they're really struggling to keep up with the pace that Team Spirit is giving. Again, okay, Kid Papa goes in, AOJ connecting onto 3! And wiped out 3 members of Falcon Esports!
Every single time when they give the go on the Avatar of the Guardian from Salo and they get the call, they make a play with it. And now Team Spirit staring to the base of Falcon Esports.
And now Sunset Lover uses the hard guard onto Hiko. They might go for the end here. Dax just trying to cut off the minion waves. They're working on Royal Mech. Even with the Revitalize, they're able to take him down. 1 second before PX7 and Kid X respawn. Here goes Falcon Esports. They want to go for the counter-attack. No, but they bring down Dax!
Oh man, Dax. But they do stay in the game. They still have a wave pushing in. I'm not sure if Team Spirit actually wants to end it. Massive lead. They're outgunning Falcon Esports.
Glorious Pathway to cut off the route of the minions, but Sunset Lover sorting out Ben. Here comes Zaman Force, and they will be able to bring down Kid X. They're working on the Crystal, and the Dragons of the North defend their Empire Spirit.
And the Dragons will clip the wings of the Falcons. And Team Spirit becomes a part of the greater 4. They're heading on forward to Oxiana. What a series for them. If you've been watching Team Spirit just here alone, the improvement they've made is apparent and you cannot deny it.
This is the Bomba mentality fully displayed by 5 members of Team Spirit as they secure a top 4 in the M6.
And hats off as well to Falcon Esports. They've been great up to this point, of course, and they really